Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the first poem of 8th standard, your main course book's first poem, The Ant and the Cricket. This is a fable. A fable is a story, often with animals as characters, which conveys a moral. It is in a poem form. It is adapted from Aesop's fable. You might have heard this fable earlier also. Now, this is about a young cricket who used to sing day and night during summers and springs. He did not save any food for winter. When the winters came, he looked for food and went to an ant. And what was the reply of that ant? Let us see. A silly young cricket who was accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, gay means happy, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Now, why the cricket has been called silly? Because he was not far sighted. He did not care about the future, and he was accustomed to sing. It means he used to sing. The warm sunny months of summer and spring, he spent all those months in merry making. He did not care to gather any food. But now, when the weather changed, he found that there was no food in his house. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground. Not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? Now he couldn't find any crumb on the snow covered ground. Because there was snow, there could not be any flower. And leaves also shed, trees also shed their leaves in winter season. So there was nothing which he could consume. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Now, because for begging you need to be really bold. A weak hearted person cannot ask for favors. So, the starvation, he was very hungry. He was very hungry and he wanted to have some food. And then he was, because he was roaming here and there, and it was winter season. So he was wet, he was cold. He went to an ant, and the ant was very miserly. Miserly means ants do not like to give any favors to anyone, right? So he said that let us see if ants can help me, right? What he wanted? He wanted to have some grain and a shelter to save himself from rain. He thought that if the ants will help him this time, he will return this favor. He will return this favor when the summer season will come. Otherwise, he would die of hunger and cold. Now, says the ant to the cricket. Now, what is the reply of the ant? I am your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. It is the best philosophy in today's time, dear children. So the ant said to the cricket that we are your servants and we are your friends also. But we have a rule. We live by this rule. What is that motto? That we never borrow and we never lend. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by when the weather was warm? Quoth the cricket. Now ants ask that why haven't you saved anything for this season, my dear cricket friend? So the cricket says that my heart was so light. Here it means that he was so happy in the months of summer that he sang day and night, for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say? Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Now, because the cricket told ants that he was singing, he was merry making in the warm months of summer when ants were working hard to gather the food for winter season. Now, ants tell the cricket that you can go and dance the winter away. It means if you have spent your summer season singing, now you can spend the winter season dancing. It means go and have fun without any food or shelter. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the cricket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Folks call this fable, I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. These are my favorite lines. As you know, beta, that some people also have the same tendency as the cricket has. They also don't do their work, which is designated to them, which is assigned to them. But later, when the time comes, when the deadline comes, they go here and there and ask for favors, ask for help. Do you think we should help these kind of people?